Hello everyone, today we're playing Perfect Tide Station to Station. So this game is a point and click and it was recently nominated for multiple IGF awards. So I am curious and I want to see what this game is all about. This is just a preview build, so I don't think it's a full game, but I hope you guys enjoy your stay. Without further ado, let's jump straight to it. Fear no more, says the heart, committing its burden to some sea, which sighs collectively for all sorrows and renews, begins, collects, lets fall. It's a cliche to begin with, a quote. You know this, but you are a fool. Excuse me? Besides, in order to make good work that reaches past mere juvenilia, you must expel your stupidest words, all 1,000,000 of them. Put them down so they may die. Your name is Mara, Whitefish. You live on an island for most of your life. Now you spend your days in transit. Oh. Oh. Wait, are we sleeping with like ocean ambience? It's the year 2003. You're a freshman at the State University of Creative Studies in the city. The semester is almost over. It's a long commute to school from your mother's apartment on the mainland. Instead of riding home, you often end up sleeping at Daniel's place. No one here seems to mind. That's nice of Daniel. Oh hey, I forgot you crashed. Yep, I was pretty zonk. Zonk? Where did that shit come from? The language evolves, you dick. Get used to it. Okay. Dinner? No, I'm broke till Friday. Aww. Daniel has been your friend since high school. These days, you might even call him your best friend. In fact, it's possible you choose to attend SUCS, S-U-C-S, an effortless decision you were repeatedly assured is the biggest of your life thus far, because Daniel chose it. Daniel's instincts have rarely led you astray. You trust him to fill the gaps in your judgment, of which you fear there are many. I can make us something though. Sure. Oh. I can click my nose. I can make us something. You better not snoop behind the curtain, even in an environment where people come and go freely. There must be some boundaries. Okay. We can look outside or we can just go down here. Oh, someone else is here. Alright, I'm out. Bye, darling. Later. Hey, Mara. Hiya. You are sheepish around Daniel's roommate, Gray. He is the most noticeable busy of the people who actually live here. Sorry. Excuse-me. Alright. We can cook something, so... What you're reading? Being John Malkovich. Ah yes, Charlie Kaufman. You've seen it? No, I've just heard enough to know everything about it. It's not bad. Kind of meta. I've heard that. It's actually sort of perverse, the way you are transported into another mind. I've heard that too. You should see some of these things you've heard about. It's at the library. Sure, you'll get right to that when you learn how to freeze time. Daniel is shockingly adept at absorbing new and interesting works. He's seemingly able to drop everything in the pursuit of knowledge, to chart endless pathways of his curiosity. You just don't have the knack for this. Your thoughts are desperately monogamous, unable to pivot until they've been painstakingly explored. I'm starving. Forgot to have dinner last night. What do you want to eat? Anything? What's in the fridge? You are pretty sure the eggs you've been keeping in Daniel's fridge are still fresh and intact. Daniel's roommates tend to leave unclaimed food alone unless it's ready-made. Okay, can we talk with this person? Hey, Rosetta. Rosetta takes a moment to realize you're speaking to her, even though you have addressed her by the name. Oh, hi Mara, did I wake you? Walking through. Nope, I don't even hear you moving when I'm awake. What you guys get up to last night? Once again, Rosetta doesn't seem to realize you're speaking to her. Oh, my friend Dinty had this gallery show in the village. We were at that and then the after party and then her friends laughed. Whoa, sounds fun. You're once again jealous of Rosetta's social life, a life which seems so far richer, both culturally and materially, than your own. How is a small, winsome girl from the mainland so well connected? You mentally hum a few verses of the same old song about how you have chosen the wrong major, attended the wrong classes, bought the wrong sneakers, and bathed with the wrong 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner. It was alright, I really wanted to be home earlier, working on my own piece. It can't all be parties, right? Yeah, those turkey sausages won't staple themselves to the wall. That's funny, Daniel, you should put that into one of your many spec scripts. It's so cool that you can paint. I suck at it. You can do it if you try, remind me and I'll lend you some supplies. What you really like is an invitation to one of those loft parties without having to learn how to paint. Isn't the fact that you're a writer enough? That's pretty true. Sure, thanks. I will ruminate on that. Let's check the fridge, I suppose. Now where did those eggs go? The fridge is more crowded than you expected. You will have to look closer. Press. Okay. Peering past the metropolis of Dale's pale ale cans, rolling rock bottles, and 3 different kinds of milk, you see the faint glimmer of an egg carton. Aha! You reach past the other content of the fridge to retrieve your egg carton, which you soon discover is resting precariously on a bowl-sized jar of applesauce. Having found what you need from the fridge and trying hard not to let your eye fall on any other culinary atrocities, you close the door. It looks like you have an item in your inventory. Hover your mouse at the top of the screen to see it. Oh. I like it. You crack your remaining egg directly into the frying pan. They immediately form a giant vicious mass. Want any roll? No thanks. If I eat this early in the day, I could surely perish. That's a relief. There's really only enough for you and Daniel. Oh, that's a good thing. Using a spoon, you effortlessly break the yolks, letting them merge with the whites as they cook. This treat creates a multicolor mixture as the different egg section mix. Scrambled eggs? We call this the confetti eggs method because every bite is a celebration. I see. Thanks! You're welcome. I call these confetti eggs because they look insane. They look like the contents of my brain. Yeah. Walsh class today? Yep. Are you going? I might skip. I don't know. Not really happy with my paper yet. That'll be unfortunate. You find it easier to deeply engage with the class when Daniel is there. See you maybe then? Oh. Oh, you should come. Maybe I should persuade him a little bit, you know? It doesn't hurt to try. Oh, you should come. It's more fun when you're there. It is? Yeah, dude. The whole discussion is more lively. But my paper is a mess. So is mine. Don't be a perfectionist. Alright, maybe. You'll go to class no matter what, of course. You can't be waiting around for Daniel to make up his mind. You finish your eggs as quickly as possible, trying to focus on your obligation for the day. You have to work a library shift and finish your paper before class. So we do have a part-time of some sort. Alright, you wanted to ask Daniel about a topic Walsh brought up in class recently. What was it again? You never had any easy time holding on to your ideas, and now that you're in college, you have resolved to start writing them down. You bought a cute tidy little notebook just for the occasion, and ever since you lost it, along with an equally cute pen, you've been taking notes on your phone. Oh, feels bad, man. Most of us do that, right? You know, at start of semester, you got this like really nice notebook, and then you're like start writing stuff there, and then it just disappeared. Here's where you store all of your personal contacts. It's looking pretty bare. Certainly you know more people than this. People Mara Wetfish, Daniel Davis, Rosetta Welsh. You'll just have to add more names as you encounter them. And these are all the topics you're trying to remember. Okay, so you have only collected one so far, the city. Well, if your cursor turns into a word balloon over a person, you can have a deeper conversation with them. To ask someone a question, left-click the person and hold until the balloon turns white. You can even ask yourself a question, why not? You already talked too much. Now what did you want to ask Daniel about? Oh, the city. Do you remember what Walsh was saying about the city last week? Nope. Oh well, it was something about how living here used to be really nurturing if you were a writer getting started. Uh-huh. But now Walsh says it's too expensive here, and all the interesting parts of the city have been choked out, and we are basically living in the magic kingdom of piss. You're like, worried about that? Well, not super worried. I'm just sort of having a miniature crisis over it. Mara, she is wrong. There are things that Walsh is wrong about. I know, but what a convenient argument for Walshy? That all the good shit happened in the city when she was young. I hadn't thought about it that way. This is the best place in America to be a writer, hands down. How do you know that? Because we are here, dingus. You like your class, don't you? School's all well and good. I just figured by now By now I would have made more connections, you know? Like with experienced writers, editors, publishing people. I hate to break it to you, but that's not a city problem. If you want to meet people, you better start talking to them. I agree. But it's scary. No, it isn't. Everyone loves talking, especially if it's a topic relevant to them. It flatters their intelligence. So I should talk to people only about their favorite subjects? How am I supposed to know what they like? You might have to guess now and then, but the more you talk to them, the more they will let you know. That's really true. That's called socializing. What if I ran out of things to talk about? Then you better get yourself some more talking points. Here's a free one for you, movies. You can't go wrong, everyone has a favorite. So we can use a topic to start a conversation. Got it? I think so, but man. Yes? This is why I became a writer, Daniel, so I wouldn't have to talk so much. Ah well, your first novel is shaping up great. My what? 20,000 leagues up my ass. Hey! Wait, we done? You see nothing in the fridge that belongs to you. You don't want to bother with her anymore while she gets ready for what you imagine is a much more fun and interesting day than your own. I think we can interact here. You don't have anything that's cooking right now. Oh, we can try the movies. We seeing the Matrix Reloaded or what? Oh, yes we are. Are you worried it won't live up to its name? That, by its very nature, a sequel dilutes the power of the original? Nope, you? Not at all. Okay. I guess we're sort of like done here, no? What else can we do? Movies. The most recent movies I've watched is Requiem for a Dream. Someone on Terrible Talk recommended watching the final act alone in the dark with my headphones on. Why I followed this advice without an ounce of suspicion is a great mystery for the ages. The city. The city is incredible, but is it really the place I belong, or am I just locked into the commitment I have made? Can we go up? We can. It's a cool morning in the city and you feel a moment's regret for not packing an extra layer. But you have committed to dressing for warm weather, so your decision must stand. It's not like mom is here to see the goosebumps on your arms. You exhale contentedly, just enough time for a quick walk before work. Game has been saved. See something you like? Yeah, I like a lot of it. But I have no money right now, and when I do, it's usually for pizza. I know, I see you over there. Well, the books aren't here to look pretty. Come back when you want to buy. Do you do trades? Sure, but it would have to be a pretty interesting book. Something I think I can sell. Like a mass market paperback, Harry Potter or The Lovely Bones. Kid, I happen to have taste. Observe my schmuck appearance. You think moving books is all that matters to me? With this bit of self-deprecation, your misgivings about the sidewalk book vendor melt away. Why would you shop at the big bookstores when you've got the real deal right here? My bad, sir. I collect all manner of books, magazines, and printed curios. Bring me something interesting and you'll have your pick from my stash, got it? Roger that. Roger whom? Oh, you know Roger, the way astronauts signs off. Astronauts, you mean actors. You listen to Coast AM? Don't think so. Check it out sometime, should give you some good information. I'm always on the lookout for that, thanks. Conspiracies? I don't know why this bookstore is like on the road. Not that you wouldn't have to eat pizza for breakfast, nor would Express Pizza in their mercenary disposition hesitate to sell you a slice, but you already eaten this morning. Oh, pizza place, huh? Hotel the William Henry Harrison. Who are you? Hey Theo. Fish, what's up, homegirl? Theo has addressed you with the same years-long familiarity ever since you first met him at freshman orientation. At first, it was a comfort to your anxiety about making friends at school. These days, his ears are odd at best and frequently tiresome. Still, Theo is mostly a welcome sight. He's easygoing, available to hang out on short notice, and crucially well connected. On my way to the library. Oh yeah, you work there, right? How is it? Pretty easy, I get a lot of time to write. Damn, I need a job like that. I don't have a good place to write and it's killing me. Privately, you think Theo's writing needs more than a better place to be written, but you're not in the middle of a critique, so you'll keep that to yourself. Let me know if you quit that position, okay? I'm never quitting, dude. Gonna work there all summer. You're killing me, fish. So, doing anything fun this weekend? Actually, Theo noticeably lowers his voice, taking a conspirational tone. This in turn causes a pulling in the floor of your mouth, a Pavlovian response to an invitation for fun. We're having a party here tonight. At the dorm? What about the RAS? We may have greased a few palms. Sick, can I come down? You better. Come by anytime after sundown. Just tell the security guard you're my guest and he'll let you up. Got it. Make sure you give them my full name. You know it, right? Of course. Great, see you tonight, fish. So his full name is what? Theo? Okay, you don't know Theo's full name. You might want to figure that one out before the parties. Miss Marple. Theo something. This city. The city is incredible, but is it really the place I belong, or am I just locked in the commitment I've made? Wait, I want to talk with Theo about it. You're from the West Coast, right? What do you think of the city? Oh, I like a lot of the stuff here, but... Haha, what? But you East Coasters, you're all so impatient. Impatient for what? For you to finish your sentence? Just spit it out, dude. Come on, I gotta run. No, that's exactly what I would have said eventually in softer words. Sounds unbearable. Yeah, it's probably best if you keep living here. You know, this has been helpful. Thank you, Theo. Oh, I'm glad. It's always nice when... Your mind has already wandered through 10 other landscapes by the time Theo finished talking. Who knows what this guy's on about? How about the movies? You know what movie I just saw for the first time? What? And this isn't a recommendation necessarily. What movie? Cause it's honestly more effed up than you think. What's the movie? But like, in a beautiful way. American Beauty? What? How did you know? The conversation was getting kinda plastic baggy. Well, I guess I can't surprise you. Mara, you've got the makings of a film critic. This will be the high point of my day. It's all downhill from here. Well, we need to figure out Theo's name though. The door to the thrift store is locked. They must not be open yet. What is this place? It's Adam. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Adam. What's up? Just thinking about you. Oh, I was just thinking about you. In truth, you were thinking about the paper you need to finish before work, but you thought about Adam when you saw his name on the phone screen, so he's not a total rat. You will never totally lie to him. Are you already in the city? Yeah, I had to get here early. You decided a while back it would be best if Adam didn't know about your habitual crashes at Daniel's apartment. It's just so much paperwork. Adam always wants to know where you are and who you are with, and your mostly male friends require even further clarification. Okay, this is an unfortunate consequences of the distance between you and Adam. It sometimes feels as if you spend more time explaining the bits of your day than having a real conversation. On my way to work, then class. Yeah, should we talk after class then? No, now it's fine. I think I might be going like a party thing later. Yeah, a party? Yeah, like a party thing. With who? Oh, just some school friend, just like a few people at the dorms. Oh, okay. When do you want to talk then? I've got a few minutes if you want to talk now. Is there something specific? No, I just want to talk. I just miss you. Oh, I miss you too. What did you do last night? Nothing. Saw the guys. Cool. He sensed that Adam is starting to brood. Well, I love you. I love you too. I could try to call on my lunch break. No, I don't want to be in a rush. We'll talk when we can talk. You didn't think you were rushing at them, but it's true that you have a busy day ahead of you. An ever-shifting schedule of school, work, and commute leave little room for the long, languid calls you used to have. Aww, I'm really sorry, Adam. It's okay, don't worry, sweetie. I understand. Okay, I love you. I love you too. Bye. Now it's definitely time for work. You better get over to the Sucks building. Adam Lee. Alright, time to work. Own... Cinema? I don't think we're supposed to go to the cinema, right? Where's the library? You're not actually sure how to enter this building. You suspect there may be an entrance around the side and through the alleyway, but without prior experience walking in, you feel like too much of a fool to try. Do we commit to with our bike or something? Wait, it says sucks here. I think this is it. Oh yeah, here we are. Oh. There's nothing of interest in the lost and found box right now. What is this? You take a look at the current offerings on the free card. In general, these books don't tend to pique your interest. They're too boring for the library after all. Too boring? You're surprised when one particular cover catches your eye. You vaguely remember the author's name from a lecture in anthropology last fall. Not to be confused with the lecture in anthropology last fall, where you submitted a 2-page resume that named all of your written works and was bound by a crease corner. After a quick sweeping with your hand, which only serves to spread the grime to your body, you open it and read. Institutions, even those established originally with the object of securing equality, peace and mutual aid, in the course of time become petrified, lose their original meaning, come under the control of the ruling minority, and become a constraint upon the individual in his endeavors for further development. Anarchism owes its origin to the constructive, creative activity of the people by which all institutions of communal life were developed in the past, and to a protest, a revolt against the external force which had thrust itself upon these institutions, the aim of this protest being to give new scope to the creative activity of the people, that it might work out the necessary institutions with fresh vigor. Well, this is surprisingly interesting. You never know what topics will grab you, especially when you're avoiding work. Oh, unfortunately, your brief handling of the book causes it to crumble into dust, leaving you with only the sparse knowledge you've already collected. Oh well, you better get to work anyway. Man, it just disintegrated? Anarchism. Oh. Hello. Oh, you're just going out? Okay, what is this place then? Looks like there's a class going on in there and it's not one of yours. Here we go. The next floor up is actually an entirely different building, full of medical experts and state-of-the-art imaging equipment. You have no business up there. Alright, I suppose this is the only place that we could go at the moment. Hi Brittany. Morning Mara, what you up to today? Oh, some really stimulating shelf work, I'm sure. It's true, these are exciting times at the library. You feel guilty for being sarcastic when Brittany so clearly means it. Have you checked out the free book cart by the entrance? I added a bunch of stuff this morning. Yeah, I actually found something cool in there. Awesome, which book did you find? I don't remember the title. It was interesting though, and it crumbled in my hands after I opened it. That doesn't really narrow it down. Well, I'm tasked with carrying its knowledge now. Wonderful news, keep it safe. By the way, Mara, I'm restarting my daily book curation project soon. I know finding books can be overwhelming, so I'll be offering a fresh recommendation every day. Cool. I'm afraid my first pick isn't ready yet, but come back tomorrow if you want to see what I'm offering. Will do. You do not wish to fantasize with the patrons. You take your position here quite seriously. Besides, you're pretty sure you saw some nude photos of this girl by accident. And those would somehow be the first words out of your idiot mouth if you ever spoke to her. Okay. How about this person? Mara, good morning. Hi Jana, you'll be happy to know I had a good night's sleep. Thank goodness for that. You know you need more sleep than you think you need. I know. How can you know that? When you think, you know how much you need. I'm already mentally inflating what I think I need. Well, you need more than that. That's just not possible. I'm afraid I've got quite a stack for you today. We're doing some spring cleaning on top of giving campus tours all weekend. Ah, this is bad news. The morning downtime is one of your $8 per hour job's greatest perks. You are needed so infrequently that you've grown to depend on it. You had planned to finish writing your paper for Walsh class this morning. A large cataloging job will tie you up for hours, making a seamless jump from work to the classroom impossible. Come over here, I'll show you the damage. I don't want to go. This is only the first card. I've got more in the pack. When's the last time these books saw the light? Shouldn't we be getting rid of them? They are all pretty old. It's true, I pulled a lot of them for donation, but most of these books are still germane to our programming. I'll be by the entrance if you have any question. Thanks, Mara. Germane? Did I pronounce that correctly? You know logically and at least somewhat in practice that you shouldn't be repelled by ancient texts. You're here to study the classics after all. Still, there is something viscerally dull about dusty old books. As objects, they stir nothing in you. They can't compete with the potency of the now. Even the most mundane new works can invoke the flutter of life, while these objects sit dead, inert, a reminder of decay. You wonder if Jana would accept any reasonable excuse to back off from this assignment. It will have to be a pretty good one. Jana Schwartz. You really don't want to sort these books. There must be some way to convince Jana they don't need to be sorted today. You do not want to make yourself known to these students. It's better this way. How about this guy? You rather keep the mystery of the study's patron alive. Why talk to him and spoil an image so peacefully? You can't very well sit down to write now that you have been given a job assignment. Your school and internet time will have to wait. Okay, so how do I convince that it doesn't need sorting? Hi Brittany, morning Mara. What are you up to today? Oh, some really simulating shelf work, I'm sure. Oh, we're just gonna... Do we need to talk with... Okay, maybe not with her. What's up? Not much, doing fine. Great, let me know when you're done sorting this book. I will. If you want to avoid sorting the aforementioned books, you'll have to suggest an alternative to Jana. She'll expect you to do your job otherwise. The city. What do you want to know? I've lived here my whole life. How does it compare to the rest of the world? Mara, how can I possibly answer that if I've never lived anywhere else? Alright. That said, I'm pretty sure it's the best place on earth. Movies. I've been so busy lately, I can't remember the last movie I've seen. Let me think. Oh, I saw this one called The Family Man, Nicolas Cage. Is that the one where he wakes up and suddenly has a wife and kids? Yes, it's sweet. Did you see it? Nah, I don't really like those movies with invisible overnight magic. Invisible overnight magic? Yeah, like the magic isn't represented by an image or a practitioner of magic or a world where magic is established. It's usually just some cheap sound effect in the score, like a sparkle. A sparkle? Yeah, like when Nicolas Cage goes to bed, do you hear a little sparkle in the music to let you know his life has changed? I don't remember. That's probably how they did it. I hate that. Where did the magic come from? A higher moral power? God? So the audience needs to accept the existence of God to accept that premise? Yeah, I don't like that. I wouldn't say you need to accept it. Maybe you just not be overtly hostile to it. Yeah, I don't like that. You don't like not being hostile? There must be a lot of art you don't like then. There certainly is. Why just yesterday Always nice talking to you, Mara. No one wants to hear that. Anarchism. So I actually had an idea. Yes? What's sorting the books, I mean? Oh, how exciting. I've always asking student workers to bring me their ideas, but none of them ever do. I would love to hear what you have in mind. Thank you. So how do you want the books to be cataloged? The thing is, I don't. Huh? And I got the idea straight from the library itself, from the works of Peter Kropotkin, the anarchist? Ah, so you've read him. It's been a long time, I'll admit, but what does this have to do with the library? Jana, let me ask you something. Say you're at a dinner party with a big group of people, okay? When the meal is over and it's time to clean up, do you instinctively help gather up the dishes? Why, sure. Then you may already be an anarchist. It's intrinsic in all of us, you see, to contribute to society free of hierarchical bounds. Is a Dewey Decimal System a hierarchical bound? I mean, sure, it helps people find a book, but does it help them find a book? There are hundreds of fascinating works on these shelves, each collecting dust in their appointed place. Books just waiting to blow some student's mind. I agree with you there, but it's up to the librarian to guide them to the right book. Again, with the hierarchies, students are perfectly capable of motivating themselves to learn. In the wake of this declaration, something appears to shift behind Jenna's eye. It's as if some previously dormant sentiment, some forgotten dream has been reignited. Well, Mara, if you have an alternative in mind, I suppose we don't need to sort those books. Great. Thanks, Jenna. I won't take up any more of your time. You'll bring me your proposal then, I trust? Oh? Your plan for restructuring the main stacks. I imagine you're looking for a self-managed approach. Yes. Great. Well, why don't you get started on that while the library is still quiet? We will have to deal with the books soon, of course. Can you present it to me by tomorrow? Sure thing. Perfect. That should be plenty of time to organize what you have obviously considered so thoroughly already. It should be. Great. Thanks, Mara. Glad to see you taking the initiative like this. What on earth have you gotten yourself into? This is going to be a way more work than sorting those books would have been. Your stomach churns with the thought of letting Jana down with such a cheap scheme. Going to have to see this through somehow. Oh no, that's not good. Your boss Jenna has asked you to submit a proposal for an anarchist theme reimagining of the library stacks. It's entirely your fault. Well, you are in school after all. It was just a matter of time before you get an assignment, right? All of your writing projects will appear here, along with all the information you'll need to submit them. You can access this menu anytime by clicking on the pen and paper in the icon bar. I see. More on this later when it's time to write. For now, it'll be pushed to the jumble at the back of your mind, where all non-urgent matters go. Anyway, it seems you have the morning free. You can finally get online and prepare your schoolwork in no particular order. Okay. So we can go over here then, use the computer. You power on the iMac and log in to your student account, though a novel and coveted device just a few years ago. This computer has grown creaky with repeat use. But for your users, writing and printing, email, messaging, and browsing the web, it does just fine. Do you have time for browsing this morning? After a quick calculation of whether you deserve this, and I do. You navigate to the Blowtorch Media blog, your go-to authority on pop culture and media. You quickly scan the week's album reviews to see if any new releases have garnered the coveted 1000% rating, or even a close contender in the 900 plus area. These albums tend to be of great cultural and historic significance to the people who read the Blowtorch review blog. Unfortunately, there are no new classics this week, but a couple of reviews in the 800 range catch your eye, and records of this caliber rarely let you down. You'll have to download some new music at home. Better make a note of it. You better get back to the things you actually meant to do on the computer. You could sit here and read about albums you don't intend to listen to all day. Okay. No subject? Along with your home computer, there is where you get most of your writing done. Right now, your most pressing assignment is a paper you have already begun, but you don't have a copy on this computer yet. You sent the file to yourself yesterday, so it should be in your email box. You sent this email to yourself yesterday. Your paper for class is attached. Okay. Your paper is still a jumbled collection of ideas with no real editing, but coming back to it today is better than you thought it would be. It is a perfect opportunity to reorganize your thoughts. Okay. Time to start writing. Since this is your first time, let's do it together. Whenever you're at the computer, you can work on any of your assignment from the list. It's due today and you're desperately trying to not to think about the proposal. So let's focus on city life in media today. Once you already selected your assignment, click on write to begin working on it. For each assignment, you'll draw from one primary and one secondary topic. For your primary topic, it's generally a good idea to stay relevant to the assignment. Unless I really want to go off the rails. Yes, well, take it easy with that. Not all assignments will have a clear primary topic, but when they do, your knowledge of the topic is the basis for a good paper. For instance, for your paper on city life in media, you should probably choose a city as your primary topic, that's true, unless you really want to confuse your professor. That can be pretty funny. Ah yes, you're quite the puppet master, aren't you, Mara? When your writing is poorly received, it's because you intended it that way, yes? I was just joking about writing something bad. You fell right into my trap. Anyway, let's select primary topic. Hey, what's that rotating shape? Why, the contents of your brain, of course. I thought the contents of my brain were scrambled eggs. Well, it's mostly yes, but we're working on that. Every topic in your brain has a chance to develop as you further your understanding of a topic. Its shape will change. And that number in the lower left corner will go up. Exactly. When in doubt, using at least one well-developed topic can add a lot of flavor to your work. Got it. So complex ideas are better to write with than undeveloped ones. But what if all my ideas are undeveloped? Then clearly you haven't been reading, conversing, or experiencing life. All ideas will inevitably develop if you explore the world around you. But my paper is due immediately and I don't have time to experience any more life. That's frustrating, isn't it? On any given day, you will need to choose between collecting more ideas and delivering your work on time. It's on you to make the most of each day while accepting the necessary compromises. So you're saying I can't have absolutely everything and no answers are concretely right or wrong. This sucks. And it will continue sucking with ever-growing urgency until death, sweet embrace. Let's finish picking our primary topic now, shall we? Okay. Hey, my topic changed color. That means you already used it for this paper. Don't worry, it will be available when you work on your next assignment. So I can reuse subjects in my writing? Sure, why not? All writers ruminate on the same themes. Just don't lean on any one topic too much. You're still finding your creative voice after all. Okay, now that you have your primary writing topic, the fun begins. It's time to combine it with a secondary topic of your choosing. This can be anything you like. Anything. I'm on a deadline here. You can always take the safe route and stay relevant. For the city life in media, that will mean selecting a media-related topic. Do you see anything like that here? Media, movies? Movies or music, isn't it? Good choice, you have plenty to say about movies, and there is no shortage of city-related film topics to pull from. Alright, let's finish this paper. I kinda like this. Well, this isn't bad considering you almost lost this time to senseless library work. You have certainly made the most out of it. After a quick read through, you are satisfied with the paper. You are now ready to print. You send your file to the library printer. When it comes out, you staple it together and take it with you. Well done. You have finished your assignment. In time for class, there's a good student in you yet. What is this? None of your top shelf chat buddies are online right now, just a bunch of secondary and non-recurring character. Besides, you have already used so much time to write your paper. I guess we're kinda done. Shortly after you finish your task, the library fills with students. You are kept busy for the rest of the morning, shelving, tech questions, and checkouts. I guess we're done here. Anything new? You better not want to run right now. Class is about to begin. Oh, my class is here? Oh, that's convenient. Media studies class begins the way it usually does, with you arriving early, claiming your unsolved after desk up front, and wondering anxiously if Daniel will show up. Well, Daniel is there. He does, and then another wave of concern wash over you. Your performance in this class is oddly staked upon both Daniel and Walsh's approval. You never had a teacher you wanted to impress more. At the same time, Daniel is your only classmate who questions the educators at sucks in a way that seems pointed and not purely individualized. Walsh, in light of this, is a formidable opponent. Even as Daniel pokes at the basis of her ideas, you can't help but see them for their gold. He seems unfazed by even his harshest interrogations. Why not show it then? Why does so much have to be artfully implied? Daniel, well, no, we all know you want to see more. Tobe. Fresh off a screening of the film adaptation 2002, you've been discussing the outside demands, both recognizable and hidden, imposed on a writer as they craft a work for an audience. Now wait, Daniel may have a point. Why indeed? Whether it's books, TV, film, when the scene begins, the scene ends, we skip ahead to the aftermath. Why? Content restriction. Well, sure, the media channel provides the budget and the distribution, and in turn we fit their standards. But what about authors and directors who make this choice, commit this act of self-censorship, regardless of their constraint? I'm talking about films and novels for adults. Don't these two shy away from graphic or even artful depiction? And what about students? Free as they are to express such things, they often write very conservatively. We just don't want to give you our best material, Walsh. Clearly not. Hey, my question stands. Is it possible that both artists and audience have trained their expectations? And with the proliferation of media in our lives, does that not affect how we engage with reality? Wake up, guys. I'll put it another way. When it comes to the primal act in question, writers seemingly only want to concern themselves with the events leading up to the consummation and then its aftermath. I posit that in turn, this is how we start to view sex in our own lives, a sort of blackout moment, a temporary loss of perception. We come to see intimacy as an inscrutable obstacle on an otherwise smooth narrative track. As something stories can only guide us toward, the rest is up to you. Can art not offer comfort and catharsis around sex, much as it does for topics like faith, struggle, and death? I mean, maybe it's not a useful part of the story, it's in bad taste. Pornographic. What do we think? Mara, do you agree? Me? Is sex a useful part of storytelling or merely pornographic? Oh, I guess useful. It does like portray intimacy, but like too much details is kind of like pornographic. So it's kind of depends on how does it was written. Useful. I think it's useful. There are things you can show rather than tell. What sort of things? Boobies. Okay, but we are talking about film, isn't it? Not writing. Mara, what sort of things? Well, like what if there is a shame involved or inexperience? That's true too. Something you want to tell us, Mara? No. Tap off. Daniel has some nerve. You know for a fact he has less experience than you. Guys, please. No, Mara, I'm not trying to single you out here. I think you're onto something. The pressure to perform and perhaps more urgently to reports on our success is all around us. Who can claim to be immune? For your next essay, I want you all to think about the universality of desire, the ways and reasons we tend to suppress it, and what can be communicated in character, theme, and beyond through its expression. I'm horny. Please use any media you wish to flesh out your case. It will be due next class. Okay, universal desire. We can like finish this one and then that one. See you all in 2 days.
Viva la Mamon, oh Mamon, hear ye, hear ye. Lead us to the wind.